Yes, guys, welcome back to another episode of the Endless Race podcast, episode 19. And today we have a very special guest. He goes by the name of PR, also known as Peter. He is another graphics designer, and today we indulged more into how you communicate your work as a graphics designer, because he feels as though a lot of people don't really understand why designers use certain text, use certain colors. And in today's episode, we explore that. He explains it very well, because, not all of us understand why they do what they do. We also touch upon his gym journey, because PR used to be a very little skinny boy back in the day, and he managed to talk about his gym progress and how he got to where he is today. But guys, I hope you are enjoying the episodes. I'm loving it. I'm loving the studio. If they're watching, shout out to Podcast Studio Hire. If any of you are looking for a studio to record in, they're your go-to guys. I mean, you can tell from the setups that it's proper stuff. But that's it for the intro, guys. I hope you guys enjoy the episode, and I will catch you on the next episode.
But it wasn't a recorded one.
Yeah, you recorded it. You put it on Insta. No, not Insta.
No.
You put it on YouTube, no?
No, we never.
I remember watching it.
Oh, that was by Zoom though, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a Zoom one. It was a Zoom one. Yeah, it was a Zoom one. Because you were talking about racism in that one, wasn't you? I swear.
Yeah, that was like around
the BLM time. Yeah.
2020. That whole period was something else. It's crazy.
Yeah, man, like Eddie fam. It's too funny. Did you see his picture?
Which
one where I drew myself in the picture of you.
Yeah.
No, he's a snake, and it is what it is.
Do you know what, man? It's always an open invitation, isn't it? So I think we're probably gonna go back at some point anyway.
Yeah, Lewis said that he wants to go again.
Yeah. Do you know what? Yeah, with Italy, I always had like a mental stereotypical like vision or like idea of what it would be like, and generally I was actually pleasantly surprised about like the place, like the culture, the architecture especially. It was just very nice, very really good. We spent most of the time up north, so we haven't really like visited a lot of places, but it was like Milan, Venice, a couple of like Brescia, a couple of like northern parts of the country, and it was really good just to like. Because me, I'm the type of person that like to take things in and actually explore and like see the world and actually like use that as inspiration. It was really sick to like have that opportunity to like visit a whole new area I've never been to, and like speak to like you set up people I've never spoken to before, especially when I can't even speak Italian.
Yeah. I mean, I think
an attempt at it.
I think I've only ever been there once when I went on a cruise, and we went to, I think Mount Vesuvius. I think that's in Italy. If not, I mean, sure. I'll probably get slated if it's not. But yeah, how long did you go for again? You went for like 3 days.
It was like 4 days altogether. Yeah, it was from I think pretty much less than a week. It was like 4 or 5 days. I can't remember now. Yeah. But yeah, it was a really good experience.
How's the food?
Do you know what? Yeah. Do you know it's weird because
actually no wait, I'm gonna get onto you here.
Yeah, go on.
Because Lewis told me that Eddie made you some pasta or something like that.
Okay, I don't like fish in it, and I'm not like. I don't know why. It's not just me and my siblings. We don't like fish at all.
So you can't have any fish.
I don't get it. I think it's weird because it's literally not just me. It's like
everyone in the
me,
family.
My brother, my sister. Not even my parents love it. It was literally just me and my siblings. We all hate it. So I generally think it's like a psychological thing. I don't know why.
So you can't have tuna?
Do you know what? I've had it before, but I would rather not type of thing.
Is it because of the smell?
I think that's probably what put us off at a young age, probably.
But once it's cooked, you don't really smell it. Well, I mean, you do.
I don't know. Like I said, it's probably some sort of psychological thing because it's weird now. Like it's just me and my siblings. No one else. Like, everyone else, like even my cousins, they all love it. It's literally just us. Like,
nah, man, you're missing out, man.
But yeah.
So you don't eat seafood, like prawns.
Nah.
What PR?
Do you know? I tried calamari once. It was calm, but yeah, just apart from that.
Nah, man. I need to convert you to have fish.
You could try. I tried when I was in the process of like like doing gym and like trying to eat like healthy meals. I tried like having salmon for a bit. I just couldn't hack it. Man.
Couldn't.
I generally tried my best actually, like, because it's a really good source of protein as well. So I was like, you know what, it'll be good to get this into my diet just based on like the benefits. Obviously, the oil as well, fish oil, it's really good.
Yeah, no, you're missing out, man.
It's really good for you. But I don't know, I just can't hack it. But I did for a bit. Like a week. I had salmon for like a whole week just to.
So you can eat it. If you had it for a week, you
But
can eat it, man.
it's a thing where I just have to force myself.
Nah,
to
you shouldn't.
and I was like, nah, I'll just stick to chicken and.
Yeah. But yeah, Lewis was all telling me that you didn't eat the food. That's so disrespectful, bro.
Nah, it's.
If I gave you, if I gave you Cypriot food,
what I told him. Thing is, what I told him like before, like I don't like fish, so like I told him respectfully, like if you're gonna make fish, I just don't make for me.
Yeah,
so it wasn't
okay.
like I didn't say anything. I just turned his plate away. And like I told him beforehand, I was like, I don't really eat fish. Like if you're gonna make it, like I'd rather you just have something else so you can like make the rest for everyone. And then he brings out a plate of like, I was like, bro, I already told you I don't like fish. Now you're gonna make me look like the bad guy in the situation.
Did he get upset?
Yeah, he got upset. I was like, I told you. If I told you I don't like something, and then you get on the sofa and then I'd reject it. You can't get mad.
Yeah.
If I didn't say anything, then you made it for me. And it's like, oh, you could have said it. Then I can understand you being mad. But like, if I told you I didn't like it,
and you've gone then,
and then you're gonna make it, and then it's like,
that's
what
poor.
do you expect?
That's poor, Eddie.
Yeah,
that's poor. But I'm still on to you.
What do you expect?
I'm still on to you, Eddie. Because if that was me, I would have finished the plate. But it is what it is. Until next time.
Yeah.
But we were talking downstairs. You got some good news. So you've got a new job.
Yeah. So
talk to us.
I've
about
had a
that.
weird like career trajectory. It's been a bit of a unique one because like when I was growing up, I didn't know what I wanted to. I always knew I was always like really good at art from young. Like,
did you do art as GCSE and A level? Or first of all, what A levels did you do?
So I did art, geography, and politics.
Geography.
Yeah, I did
geography.
Geography. Yeah.
Okay, cool. We'll test that out later. Innit?
Do you know, I'm quite good. I've got to give myself some credit for that, but we'll test it out. But yeah, from young, I've always been like artist. Like even from like 5 years old, I've been drawing. And when I was younger, I always wanted to be like a cartoonist. That was like my dream thing growing up. So like I used to draw a lot of like comic books. So I used to like create comic books myself, like hand draw and like write everything as well. Like so that what I was doing like from a young age, from like 5 years, I was like drawing comic books, and I used to like create like comic book characters. And I had this one superhero that I used to make. It was like a variation of Superman, but it was black. And instead of kryptonite, it was chicken. So like he used to get like chicken used to give him superpowers. So it's a bad stereotype, but you know, I was like,
you were young, though, innit? You were young, innit?
Yeah, I was young, so I was trying to make it like funny, kind of like use that as a way to that thing. But like from young, I've always been like a creative person, so I've always been like, been interested in like drawing a thing. I was really good at it from young, and I noticed the talent that was there. And I used to be like always trying to make things because I used to watch Art Attacks. I always knew I had like that creativity inside.
Program.
Like I love that program.
that was
growing up, Art Attack was it for me.
Yeah, it was.
I used to tune in every day, and I used to try and make everything that was on the
Yeah,
show. Like,
it's a good show.
so it was like I always knew from young, like you know what, wherever it is, it's gonna be related to art because I can't let this talent go. So yeah, I've always been interested in art. Like I don't know about you. Have you ever like dabbled into it?
Never done any art. Literally can't draw to save my life.
It's a bit of a weird one, isn't it? Because it's like it's something that can be learned.
Yeah, 100%.
And what I used to do a lot, because I was good naturally, but I wasn't amazing. So what I used to do, like growing up, especially when I was starting to go to like secondary school, I used to like before YouTube was a thing, there was this website they used to help you learn how to draw. So I used to learn how to draw compositions. Like, do you know how you have like those that drawing techniques with the circles, and you can get that facial angles and things like that.
Yeah,
so that's how I learned how to draw properly. But before it was just like hand drawing, it used to be really rubbish. And but like that's when like doing like 12 to like 15, that's what I was doing to get myself to like learn how to like draw properly. Because obviously there's one thing to have talent, but to be able to do it properly is another. So it's like
thing.
I always try to so even from young, I've always been that type of person who's always trying to refine or like get better.
Yeah.
And even though, because I never knew I was going to do with it, but I just knew it's
Mm.
just a hobby. So it was never like, I'm going to make a career out of this or I'm going to do that. So like around like 15, 16, I was watching like Disney movies then.
Okay.
So my sort of thing was like, oh, cool. Like, I looked, because from young, I always wanted to know what I wanted to do. Because I know, because a lot of people, like, I don't know about you, do you feel like when you're young, like, a lot of people don't know what they want to
No,
do,
they don't.
and they're just
They
like,
don't.
we'll just see how life takes me. But for me, I was like, I need to know what I'm going to be doing. I always just feel
Yeah.
like in 10 years' time, I want to be this, yeah.
That's
So
good
I've
though.
always like, well, I was always, even from a young bro, I was researching like jobs to do with art.
Yeah, that's
So I was
good.
looking at different jobs to do, and I've always had that mentality of like wanting to know what I want to do. So I was trying to do, I was like, okay, cool. I want to be art. I want to do art. But I always knew like, in the back of my head, I always knew like, it's a really hard, unless like, it's really hard to like make it and all like it is with like football and anything like that. It's, you just have to, especially with like this day and age where how art is perceived is very subjective. Like, you know, like different art historians, art like critiques, they all have like specific, so it all depends on if people can like your work.
Yeah.
No, if you're good, it's people can like your work. If your work can become trendy. So I always knew like going into that art space was always going to be tricky and like it was never really going to work out. So I was like, okay, cool. I have to use this talent for somehow.
Yeah.
So I was doing research, and first thing so I knew I couldn't be an artist. I knew from like 14, I was like, yeah.
Well, why not?
Because I always thought it was a risky business. And I was just looking around at like the prices. Like I was on like, not LinkedIn, because I don't think LinkedIn was there, but like I was on like those job search careers
Like Glassdoor
website,
and
like
all that,
Glassdoor and
yeah.
that. And I used to type in how much an artist make a year. And then I saw the amount, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna leave
But
that
it
one
wasn't
still.
wasn't a
I
lot.
can't remember. It was like around like 20, 25K or something.
Yeah, but
like
I
that
think
on
with
average.
something like that, yeah, it all depends on value.
Yeah,
how
value,
good you
yeah.
are, bro. Because
Yeah.
at the end of the day, you could not necessarily work for a company, become a freelancer,
Yeah.
and charge whatever you want.
Yeah,
Do
that's
you know
the
what I
thing.
mean?
That's the thing. But I don't know. From that age, I just didn't want to take that risk.
Yeah.
I don't know. For
You're a
me, I
novice.
was like, I knew I was good, but I knew the competition was a lot, and I just didn't think I would be good enough to become like an artist. Like I was, especially even in secondary school, like I always knew that there was even people better than me.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? Not just, I always had in the back of my mind like that could happen, but I was thinking about other things I could do as well. So then the next thing I wanted to do was I wanted to be animator. So working at Disney movies, that was my dream job from like 14 to like 16. Like, and I used to watch like, do you know how like you have like Pixar movies and things like that? I used to watch the documentaries about animators.
Okay.
So like how they used to make the films and all the work they used to go. So I was like, you know what? Yeah, I want to be doing that. That was so sick. The office just looked really cool. Like the environment looked like really fun and things like that. Because you literally spend your day like
Just drawing. Yeah, literally. That's lit.
And I was like, you know, and they get paid a decent amount, so it's like killing two birds with one stone. I could be an artist and I still get like a stable income type of thing, and I get to enjoy what I do. And then like obviously I get to like work on like cool movies and stuff like that. Like millions of people around the world will be working. So I was like, you know what, yeah, let me do that. So yeah, I think that was it for me, like in terms of like that age range. So like for you, like how was it like for you? Like
For me, I didn't even know what I wanted to do at your age.
Yeah.
Or when you knew what you wanted to do.
Yeah.
I mean, I've chopped and changed between becoming a plumber.
Yeah.
Between becoming a programmer.
Yeah.
I think at one stage, graphics designer, even though I had no.
Yeah. Thing is, it's not that hard
background.
of a career change for people. Like, as another person I was working with, like he had a career change. So I don't know what he was doing before, but like he literally switched up and wanted to do like graphic design, digital design type of thing. So it's not that hard to have a career change with that. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's like we were talking with Giselle and Lewis last time. With graphics, Lewis was saying, and you could probably agree, you don't have to go to uni to do that. Like, it's literally something that you can do on the side.
And I think that was one of the biggest mistakes I made looking back on it. If I'd known about, because it's only like in a couple of years that I knew about like degree apprenticeships. If I'd knew about that, I probably would have gone towards that direction.
Yeah, definitely.
Because there's loads of like, especially nowadays, like there's a lot of
wide variety.
There's a lot of, especially within the tech space now, that's growing the market. So there's a lot of new like jobs that will include like degree apprenticeship schemes for like different banks that I've saw like
Yeah,
put
it's
adverts
crazy.
and like it's crazy. It's like Nationwide, Lloyd's, like they Amazon. There was this really cool Amazon one that
Oh,
I
there's an
saw the
Amazon
other
one.
day. Yeah,
What the
it
hell?
was a UX design apprenticeship for Amazon.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, you literally, I don't think it was like, it wasn't even that many, like the grades didn't need to be like, you didn't even need to come from an art background. You
Yeah,
literally
yeah,
just,
yeah.
like, I can't remember what the specific grades were. It was like nothing that wasn't achievable. And then, you know, from there, you can just start your career that way, which I thought was probably, if I had a choice, looking back on it, because I think it's at that age, I didn't really know what UX design, anything like that was. So it was still like, I was still in the process of still trying to figure out what specific industry, because I knew at that point I wanted to be a graphic designer, but I didn't know what part or what industry I wanted to work in. But if I had known about that at that time, I probably would have gone for that instead.
Yeah, because obviously I did a degree apprenticeship. They're amazing,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah,
At
it's
end of
the
the
best
day,
of both worlds. You get your degree and then you get money as well. At the
you
same
get paid.
time.
Literally, I
It's
say
just
to
like-
people, you literally get paid to get a
to
degree.
learn, yeah,
To get a degree.
which is like the best thing you can have, because it's still the same trajectory. Like at the end of the day, with the degree, it looks good, but at the same time, with like the creative industry, it's all about experience. That's one thing I've noticed. It's not really about. Since I've graduated, I don't think I've ever been in an interview where they asked me, "Oh, what degree? Like,
It's not about your
what
accolades.
grade did you get?" Like, nobody. And I've done like in the last couple of months, I've done a lot of interviews, and
Yeah.
nobody has ever come to me once and said, "Oh, what grade did you get on your on your course?" No one's ever asked. It's literally all about what experience do you have.
Yeah.
So if I'd known that it was just all about experience, I'd have done degree apprenticeship, worked within a company, and I was like, most degree apprenticeships are like 2-3 years. That's 3 years of experience already.
Yep.
And then my first job would have probably been at a higher level rather than starting at a junior role, going to uni, you know, having to pay for a student loan, and then starting your career as a junior role at a company. It's like a lose-lose situation. So if I had a choice, I probably would have made the other option. Yeah.
So for anyone who is listening that is into graphics, let's talk about what do you actually study when you did your degree? So you did graphics communication, right?
Yeah.
Like, what did you actually study? Because they don't tell. I assume they don't tell you how to do graphics or use or Illustrator. Because I know you do a lot of like typefaces, etc.
Yeah.
Talk about that, man.
Yeah. So it's one thing I really liked about
Also, move your mic, Chris, too.
just put it up. Yeah, one thing I really liked about the graphic communication degree at Reading. I'm not trying to like. There's no sponsorship, so it's like this is my general.
What, you want sponsorship from Reading?
No. I'm gonna say that respectfully. Nah, it was one thing I'll give it to them with that course is compared to like other different like design courses, is it really isn't about learning how to design. It's learning how to communicate your designs, and I think that's what's make the course different.
Like that.
Communication is the forefront of the course. So a lot of it was learning how to justify the things that you do, and I think that was one of the main things that I've learned that's really helped my career. It's like it wasn't just about like let me make the most prettiest thing and I get the best grade for the prettiest thing. It was not like they didn't really care like how good it looked. It's more about how functional it looked, and how functional it was able to achieve the goal it is. So a lot of the things was like you have a problem, a challenge that you had to do, and rather than just go, okay, cool, let me make the most like prettiest thing, whether it could be like a book or like for like book design that we used to do, or like a website or app that we had to design as a part of as part of like a project that we had to do. A lot of it wasn't about how it looked at the end. A lot of it was about the process. So we used to do a lot of things focused on the research and like justifying design. So why are you choosing specific colors? Why are you choosing specific typeface? Because we did a lot of learning about typography and understanding that. So like, why are you choosing specific alignment and things like that? So like the golden ratio, all of that nonsense that we had to learn. It's like, at that time, I remember thinking, why does this all matter? And I remember Lewis and everyone else in the course could probably even agree. Like, I was like, why does it all matter? But at the end of the day, now as a designer, that's all it matters about now. Especially when I was going through the interview process. A lot of it wasn't about, oh, this looks really nice. It was about, let me see how you did it. What was your thought process behind it? What research did you do? What testing did you do? And if I didn't have that background of understanding how to communicate my designs, I wouldn't have been able to be in a position when I can able to answer those type of questions in a way that was, at industry standard. And I think for me, if you're going to be going down that career path, I would strongly recommend going to Reading to study graphic communication, because that is the difference between that and every other courses. It's understanding how you communicate design. And as a designer, you can ask any designer, at a higher level, that is what makes you stand out from the rest.
Yeah, it's the most important. I mean, a normal person will just look at a logo and think, oh, okay, it's just a standard logo. But then you look at it now, or Lewis or whoever will think, okay, cool, they've used that typeface because, I don't know,
that specific color,
portrays
how
emotion,
it translates
whatever.
within different cultures, things like that. There's so many things people don't consider, because a lot of people, especially my parents growing up, they didn't really understand the creative industry. They was Africa press is, you have to be a lawyer, you have to be an accountant, you have to be going to finance, you have to make money. That it's so when I told them I wanted to be a graphic designer, because for me, I wasn't bad student. I was just average. The best way to describe me as a student, growing up, was I was just a B average student. Most of the grades I got was B's through uni, through thing. I was just a B average. I wasn't amazing. I wasn't poor. I was just an average student.
Yeah.
And I always knew I wanted to do something creative, and that was the sort of the process during university. And sixth one was figuring out how I can use my talent to make money, basically, in the best way possible. It sounds like a lot, but that's just how it is.
That's how it is, bro.
So
you don't be talented to make money. Well, you don't have to be talented to make money, but
it's really not about talent. It's about what you know and who you know. And I think that's one thing I've learned in the industry so far. It's not really about your talent. It's about your ethics and your understanding of things. And so my parents was so worried about me going into graphic communication and doing graphic communication, because in their head, the only way you can make money is through finance or law or anything like that. So
and is that because no one else in your family, nephews, nieces that had done graphics?
I'm literally apart from the closest thing is probably my brother. He does architecture, so that's a little bit creative, but it's a lot more technical, a lot more maths involved in that. But in terms of just creative, I was the first and one and only creative person. My brother's in finance, my aunt's in accounting. Everyone's really in that sort of sector. So it was I was the first odd one out, and it was why can't you just do this? Why can't you just do that?
I mean, it's unknown for your parents, right? Because same with me, I was the only one that did the degree apprenticeship. They're thinking, what is it going to be like? Is he going to be able to get to the same
level?
Effectively. But you've proved them wrong. And you're here now.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
So, and even I was speaking to my aunt about it, actually, because she's got a daughter that's just going into grammar school. She's trying to get into grammar school.
Okay.
And she was for me, I was a little bit worried about if she wanted to do something a little bit out of pocket, because she wants her daughter to be an accountant. She's an accountant. She wants her daughter to be an accountant. So she was worried that maybe she might want to do something different, a little bit unorthodox, going into creative industry, or wanted to do something that's a little bit less, marketable for. And she was I'm going to use you as an example to show maybe I might need to be more open-minded to what she might want to do, and actually trust her that she knows what she's talking about. Because everyone, I said, my whole family was worried, thinking what the hell can you do with graphic design? How are you going to get a job out of uni? What can you do with that degree? And I was trust me, I'm not a person that just walks into things. I think thoroughly about what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
And I always knew there's money to be made in the industry, and I just you know what, I'm going to back myself to know that I can actually make it, and trust the talent that I have. And, it's good that it paid out.
Because do you think a lot of kids get pressured to follow what their parents tell them, in the sense that become an accountant, and then they know they don't want to become an accountant. They want to become a graphic designer, but because it's their parents, they feel like they have to follow them. Because I don't think that should be the case. Because like you said, you want to prove to them that you can make it. And I think because of the fact that you're a graphics designer and you can go down the route of freelancing, you're more or less working for yourself. So at the end of the day, you charge your own price. And obviously, some parents don't really see that. They see working for a company, paid salary, you got a boss, etc., and so forth. So it's difficult. And I don't think people should obviously listen to your parents, but if what they're telling you is not what you want to do.
What they're saying. And so right now I do, it's been a weird trajectory because I started off wanting to do like brand design. So I was really into
It's not far off though.
It's not too, it's a little bit different. So like when I got into uni, funny enough, I've never used any of the software. So I've never used Illustrator. I never used InDesign, any of it. Like so I was going into the degree like completely blindfolded. The only thing I had was I was good at painting and drawing. And it really showed. It showed in my first year because like I did not do it well because a lot of what I was doing in the first year, I was like, not only was I doing the projects, but I was learning how to use the softwares whilst doing the project.
Yeah.
And like I remember doing like the first project that we did was like a book cover.
Okay.
And I remember like it was the first time using InDesign, first time using Illustrator, and I did a project. I was thinking, I was like, you know what, yeah, I'm getting used to this now. It's really good. Got the first grade. I think I just about passed it.
Oh God.
Not too well, just about passed it.
Just about passed it. What, 41?
40,
wow,
41,
Pierre, that's poor.
Like when I tell you, that was literally the first time ever using InDesign, first time ever using Illustrator. So like I learned literally from the jump, like how to use it. And then over 3 years, I just kept going at it. So I think that's what made it harder for me, like when I was doing the course, because I was like, everyone else like was like from like a graphic design, did graphic design at A level, did graphic design at college. So it's like everyone was sort of new to, like not necessarily new to like using the software. So it was a little bit harder for me. And one thing I always used to tell myself is like, in anything I do, it's like if you're not the best at it in the room, if you're not the best person at whatever it is in the room, the closest thing you can do is to be the hardest working in the room. So
I like that.
I think that's always the mentality I've always had. It's like, if you're not the best in the room, make sure you're the hardest working in the room.
The hardest
because at least, even though they might not be able to see your talent, they can see your work ethic. They can see that you're putting in the effort, and that can come into value. Not only for like uni, but for companies as well. And that's literally what's hard. Because I've always known, like, I always told Lewis, and I was talking to you about it just before I got here, like, Lewis, if you're listening, bro, Lewis is hands down the best creative thinker I've ever seen.
Yes.
Hands down. Like, every time I look at his work, I just think to myself, how does he think about these things? Like, how does he do these things? And it was like, I always knew like I couldn't compete in terms of just raw talent because I didn't have that. And if you see some of the things that you saw in the last episode, like Lewis is generally like, I've seen a lot of designers, I've worked with a lot of designers, and still to this day I haven't seen anyone that I thought. I've seen people maybe on his level, but I've never seen anyone better than this.
Yeah. Literally. And the thing is, he's still young. That's the thing.
And he's still got a long way to go. He's still got to get better. Exactly. So it's like, it's. I think for designers, you need to believe in your own source, man. I think that's one of the things. Like, and people always think, oh, like you're being cocky, you're being.
No, man, I don't believe in that.
You know, you're just being like overconfident, but like, your confidence is what shows you. Your confidence is what gives you your value. Because if you like how Lewis was talking about underselling yourself, if you undersell yourself, I was agreeing with you. I was like, if you undersell yourself, that's how you're just going to be valued.
Yeah. You know
what I mean? So that's just how people are going to look at you and think, okay, you're just at that level, even though you're not at that level. And that's what I've learned, that you can't undersell yourself. You have to oversell yourself. Even if you're not as good as you say you are, just get in the door first of all, and then show your talent. You know what I mean? I think that's the way I've sort of gone through my career, and that's where I've sort of been able to get to where I'm at. Because like, I know I'm not the best in the room, but one thing I could definitely say is I'll outwork everyone else in that room.
Yeah, it's good mentality.
I'll outwork everyone else.
It's a very good mentality.
It's literally how I live my life. And it's funny enough because I remember like, before I met you, obviously I met you through Lewis and through uni, and I've always been fascinated by you and like how you work and like the mentality of Marius.
The mentality
like,
of
I'm
Marius.
telling you now, like, because there's a few people like that. There's two things to be book smart, but you're street smart as well.
Yeah, I wouldn't say I'm very like book smart in the sense that when it came to school, I was an average kid.
Yeah.
But I would say I'm quite witty in the sense that I'm street smart. I know things.
You've always had like that entrepreneurial like edge to you that I've always like looked up to in terms of like you're always trying to find different ways of like not only self-betterment but like investing and like trying to make money and things like that. And it's especially with Amazon. I've done a bit of research into it, and just to see like you being able to take that risk and actually get into it is really like, it's one thing I've always like respected. You know, it's really is like,
thank you, man.
Something that's it's been like one of the thing I've always looked at Maris like, damn, like I need to like, because me, I've always thought, oh, it's graphic design only. But then when I start looking at you, that's why I was like, you know what, that's our PR fitness story. It's literally based on like thinking, you know what, there's more than one way.
Yeah, there is, man. There is.
There's more than one way I can. It's not just design. It's not my whole life. There's other things I do.
But even so, like I say this to Rio as well. Regardless of what industry you're in, you can always make a company out of it.
Yeah.
You can always make it so that you can make passive income from it. So, for example, you're a gardener. If that's what you want to do, go ahead and make a I don't even know what you would call them. I don't want to say garden company.
Yeah.
And stick to it. Graphic design. You can work for someone for a time being, and then you go off and do your own thing.
Yeah.
Even have your own studio, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
You just got to find what you're passionate about. Love that, like you were saying downstairs, you focus more on the process.
Yeah.
If you love the process, you could do anything.
Yeah.
Like right now with Amazon FBA, I'm trying not to really think about the money.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because when I got into it, I was thinking, you can make a lot of money into it. But now I'm starting to think, okay, cool. Let me love the process.
Yeah.
And once you love the process and you master it, the money will just come.
Yeah.
And that's even with the podcast. When I thought of this idea, nothing came into my mind about wanting to earn money from it or anything like that. I generally just want to sit down with people that I know or I don't know, get to know what they do, ask questions for my benefit, but also my listeners. Yeah. And literally just see where I can go with it.
Yeah.
Literally.
Exactly.
Because we have goals, but none of them are monetary value for the podcast.
Yeah.
So,
that's literally, I think that's one of the things we always have in the comments. Like, my thing is always, why not? Because I always when people tell me, oh, why did you start PR fitness? Why did you start PR graphics? Why are you doing PR motivation? Why are you doing that?
Because you can.
There's so many things. I was like, why can't you?
Why can't you, bro?
Why not? Why not do that
exactly.
thing? You never know. Like, what's the worst that can happen? It doesn't work out.
It doesn't work. And
that's one thing I respect about you. One thing I respect about Lewis. One thing I respect about Eddie. Like, we've all got this, like, mentality. We're always trying to do something like Eddie with Ed. Like, but Eddie, Eddie's like what I'll consider like a entrepreneur. Like, the idea of entrepreneur. Because he's like, he's always doing something. Like, whenever I talk to him, it's like, it's either Edward. It's either the illustrations that he's doing. He's either the logos. He's always doing something, and even if it doesn't work out, he just keeps on going. I was just saying to him, like, bro, just keep doing it. Even if the thing flops, go on to the next idea. Eventually, one of these things will stay. Look at all the most successful people in the world right now. All of them are starting from different things that flopped. Like, how many companies did Elon Musk have before he eventually got to PayPal?
Yeah, literally.
And Tesla. So many things don't work out, but eventually, if you just keep going at it, something will eventually stick. Something will work out, and you know, bro, like that's what makes people different. It's like that willingness to keep going, keep trying, and that's one thing I see in Eddie. One thing I see in you. One thing I see in Lewis. It's like there's just that idea of like you just gotta keep going, man. Keep trying.
You can't give up, right? You gotta have faith. You know, I've started this for a reason. Why am I gonna sell myself short when the next time I do it, I could be successful? Yeah. You know what? That's what they say. You know, there's a book that I read. A guy was 3 meters away from gold. Yeah. He gave up. Yeah. So whatever you're doing, just stick with it. Have faith. Yeah. Trust the process. Yeah, exactly. There's going to be everything that you do. When I do FBA, not every day is going to be a great day in the sense that I'm going to find X amount of products. Everyone's going to be profitable. No, man. There's some days where I'm just like, nah, fuck this, man. I don't want to do it. Yeah. And I'm sure you do the same. Yeah. Even with gym. Like, sometimes I don't want to go to gym. No one's telling me to go to the gym to get fit and healthy. But you just do it because you trust the process. It's going to make you feel good, look good, and it's just ultimately going to better your life. So.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's generally one of the most important things as a designer. It's to have that mentality of like, don't sell yourself short. And I always say it to Lewis, especially like we always talk about everything like he goes like when we talk about his company and the competitive nature of the company, is like, believe in your source. I always tell him that because me myself, I don't care who else is out there. I don't care if they're better than me. I know what I can do. I know what I'm capable of, and I'm always gonna keep going at it. I'm always gonna like keep like putting myself up on a pedestal, even though I might not be at that level. I'm just gonna keep trying, like, because eventually you just might stumble onto something, and that's literally what I've been able to do. Like, so like I think one question I want to ask you is like, what are the three sort of fundamental things it's for you that makes Marius Marius?
Oh,
Like,
makes
what are the
me
three things that make you the person that you are today?
me.
Yeah.
Jesus, PR, you put me
I
onto
had
the
to put you on the
spot.
spot,
Yeah,
man.
bro. I'm meant to be doing this to you, bro. You're not meant to
Bro,
ask
we
me.
gotta reverse it. We gotta reverse
Yeah,
it.
no. You know, I was waiting for one guest to do this to me.
Yeah.
Generosity.
That's important, actually.
Yeah, I would
Never
like to
really
say.
thought about that.
I
Yeah.
would like to say I'm quite generous.
Yeah.
I'm a risk taker. I'm not afraid to take risks.
Yeah. You see that a lot, actually.
Whether that's financial or just personal.
We're really at that age where like we have the ability to take risks because
Yeah,
we
you
don't
do,
have
man.
much commitment. So it's
You
like,
don't.
if you're gonna be doing these things, it's best to do it now. And like, if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. If it does, more power to you. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I feel like it's really important for people our age not to not take risk. So yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, no,
Final
it
one.
is. And then the third one, what makes Mario? Damn. So that's a generosity, risk taker. Shit, man, PR. Effing me up here, man.
Yeah, I got you.
I don't want to say driven because I know I'll be lying to myself.
Yeah.
I want to say impactful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, try creating impact in things.
Yeah, I'd like everything that I do. I want to create some sort of impact.
Impact, yeah.
Whether that's FBA, obviously, yeah, cool. I want to make money, but that money is for a greater
That's
good.
really important as well. Yeah.
It's not just for me.
It's not
Like,
for
I've
you.
got a lot of, cool, I want to help my family, but there's a lot of things that I want to do.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, one thing that one of my major goals is, not a lot of people know this, and you'll probably think, oh, that's a bit strange, but I want to create like a youth center
Yeah.
where kids are able to come and play sport after school, but they also learn about mindset. They sit down, we teach them that you can literally accomplish anything you want.
Yeah.
Obviously, you need peace for that, right?
Yeah.
And I want all of that to be free of charge.
Yeah.
Parents don't have to pay anything. So yeah.
Yeah, that actually makes a lot of sense. I think that's really important. A lot of people don't really think about that. For me, that's, as a designer, that's always been like my thing as well. Like, a lot of the things as a designer, like the most fulfilling thing for me is like seeing the impact of my work. And I've been fortunate to be able to have that process the last couple of years where I've actually been able to like impact, like my design has actually been able to impact not thousands, but probably potentially millions of people. Like, a couple examples of that is like me, Eddie, and a couple other people from my course. We did there's something that we do in university called Real Job Scheme. And one of the Real Job Scheme was like there was like a foundation that was focused on helping young Black British students getting into university and not having to pay for like tuition.
Okay.
And it's called the Career Scholarship Foundation. And like, they needed to like redevelop their brand and help with their website. And like, obviously being Black as well, I was like, you know what, I had to do this project. Like, no matter what, I need to be put on this project. So I was like, this is what I'm gonna do. Like, and like, being able to like, obviously now that the whole project's done, it's like they got the website done free of charge. You didn't have to pay nothing.
Oh wow. Okay.
Like,
That's cool, man.
and it's been live for like almost like over a year. And like, just to see, like, I still go, I think it's funny, even though it's been like probably like coming up to 2 years since we've done this, I still go to the website every other day just to
Why
look
not?
at the alumni and to look at. It's mad because I always every time it's just I get so like a little bit emotional because I always look at people and like I see stories of like thanks like people like talking about how this opportunity has changed their life and like they never thought they'd be able to be in this position. It's like for me, like going to uni was like a weird concept. It was like I knew something I wanted to do, but like I just never thought I was capable of doing it. I never thought I'd be able to get to this position. I was like, now that I'm at a position where I've gained these skills and I've learned how to do these things, why don't I not try and impact,
Others.
use the skills to help other people
Yeah.
get to a position where they can then impact the next generation of young black people. And it's like, that right now is probably the most like fulfilling thing as that like I've ever done. Like no matter what I gotta do for the rest of my career, that is always gonna be like one thing that I'll always look back on and think like that is generally one of the greatest things I've done as a designer, and it's really important.
Yeah, I mean, it's always good when you know that you've done something and it's impacted someone.
Yeah.
Whether it's just one person or it's 1,000 people, you always
Yeah.
feel good. And I think that's really good that Reading actually does that.
Yeah,
They do that real, was it called?
Real drop scheme, yeah.
I think that's pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
Because like you said, you've done that, you've seen an opportunity,
Yeah.
and you potentially helped an organisation.
Yeah. And it's obviously, I'm not going to ask this if I haven't gained anything from it, because now I use that as an experience that what potentially helps me get my first job.
Yep.
Because obviously, like when I was applying for my first job, I had like an interview process, and like they were looking for someone with a bit more experience. But just having that on my CV was literally the difference between me getting that job or not. Because if I didn't have that, they probably wouldn't have taken two looks at my CV and they probably discarded it. So that gave that door entrance into getting my first job. So it's not that I didn't benefit, I benefit from it as well, but obviously it's good to see that they benefit a lot more, in terms of.
Yeah, well, I'm a big believer the energy that you put in is the energy that you get out. So for example, the reason why one of my things is generosity is because I know if I now come and help you, whether that be money related or whatever, I know that cool, I may not receive it back from you, but I know that in a later stage, whether that be FBA, I may see someone on the street, maybe a networking event, I know that energy is going to come back to me. And that's exactly what you say. You help someone with the intention of not getting anything in return, but then the universe will push it back out to you.
And it's a sort of like it's a snowball effect, because it just keeps going and going. Because then with that job, I was then able to gain experiences, work on different projects as well. Like I worked on a Football Forest app. It's like an app that I helped lead the design for, and it was like that project. Just to sort of summarize and not to take too much time on it, it's basically like using the power of football to help like with the reforestation process, and like a lot of the work is being done is in Colombia, so like loads of trees have been replanted based on the app that I contributed to creating.
Nice, cool.
So it's like even that, like not just obviously socially but environmentally, being able to impact things, and then then have that on my CV as well, and all the other things that I did in that company was like a lot of the experience. Even though like obviously I wasn't getting as much money as I would have wanted to, or like I wasn't doing not doing things, but I wasn't like at the level I wanted to be at yet.
Yeah.
But just gaining that experience, I always knew that the experience and like having that on my portfolio was more important than anything else. So it was gonna help me in the trajectory of my career, and which it actually has done. So like it was really good to be able to gain all that experience and like use these projects that I've been able to work on to get to the position where I'm at right now. So it's literally a snowball effect. It just keeps going and it just keeps building up from that.
Yeah, literally good stuff. I'm just worried of time. But yeah, keep doing what you're doing, PR man. Yeah. But one thing I want to talk about, thing where I praise you at, is gym journey. Let's talk about it. We've probably got about 10-15 minutes. So you've got PR Fitness. Let's talk to people about that, where it started. Because I remember there's a picture of me, you and Lewis in the club. I think it was when we went out on Valentine's Day. Bro, there's a picture of you. Probably skinnier than me.
Yeah.
So for those that don't know, PR has come a long way in his fitness journey.
Yeah.
And he has a PR fitness channel that you can find on Instagram. Obviously,
Yeah.
we'll leave that in the description. But PR,
Yeah.
talk to us.
Yeah.
Where did it start? How much did you weigh? Because you were a skinny little rat back in the day, man.
So I started off at like, what, 65 kg, something like
And this
that.
was at uni, like first year.
Yeah, first year
Yeah,
uni.
yeah.
I was
That's
skinny.
fucking
Never really
small.
cared about gym like that. I was skinny, innit? Skinny
Yeah.
you.
At what point do you think, fuck, nah, this needs to change, bro?
So like I've always had like people like, oh, come gym. So I used to go like once, like just that one-off sessions.
Yeah, one last session.
And every time I used to go, like I'll be like in so much pain after,
like, yeah,
and I'll be like, oh, nah, I don't want to do this no more. So it used to be like that for like a couple of years. Then like I started second year, I was like, you know what, yeah, like let me actually try give it out, give it a go, like actually see what I can do. It's just part of me that always want to see like what potential do I have, like how can I get to like what is the best place I can get to, like like what is the highest ceiling I can reach. So I was like, you know what, yeah, let me give this a proper go and actually like work through it. So I was like working out, like commitment. I was going like 6 days a week. Like a lot of channels that helped me out like on the process was like I was watching a lot of Simeon Panda.
Yeah, he's good. I watch him sometimes.
Like, he was probably like the person that probably kept me like motivated, because I used to watch his a lot of his tutorial videos, and they always just kept giving me that extra bit of motivation. So like I think the main thing that kept me going was just seeing progress.
Yeah.
Like even if it's just a minimal progress, I always used to like take a video of myself and every like couple of days just to see like the muscle groups and like see like what, like see how it's growing. So I was like, it was weird because like I remember it was like 3 months in, people were like, yo, you're getting big, you know?
Listen, bro, I remember.
Like, what's going on? I was thinking, I don't feel it. I don't look like
bro, I
feel
remember.
like I look bigger.
I saw you one time. You were just a skinny little twig, and the next thing you know, you're just absolutely, your neck is in your chest is mad. Triceps are
like,
all out.
For me,
it's
like,
crazy.
Cause it's like I'm always looking. I was looking every day. I didn't actually notice the amount of progress. It wasn't until like I think the when I got into third year, so I'd been going for at least like 6 months by then. So it wasn't until I got into third year, the first day of third year, when I moved into the new apartment with people, all my friends from graphics, and them were like, "Who the hell is this?" Like,
Bro,
they didn't even notice that.
Yeah, bro.
I remember like, when I was in the room, and I think I don't know, it was either Matt or Harvin. He genuinely did not even recognize me. He didn't. He thought I was just like another random like person.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Is that Peter?" And I was like, "Yeah." And everyone was like completely like shocked, because literally I didn't say anything to anyone. I literally just went on like some mountaintop journey, like no speak, no communication, no nothing.
That's
like,
it. You just
didn't
come
post nothing. I literally just came up one day, pulled up to uni, and then people were like, "What the hell just happened to me?"
Bro. I mean,
I was like, yeah.
I remember it, bro.
Just been chilling. And then I was like, "What the fuck is going on with you?" I was like, "Yeah, man, it's hard work, man." A lot of people don't see the journey. Like a lot of people just see the end result, but like it's a long process, and there's a lot of dedication needed to it.
did you ever struggle with eating food, like getting your calories in? Because I just remember when I used to come in, you're flipping slow ass eater.
Yeah,
like even just downstairs, I was watching you eat that bacon roll. Why is it taking you so long, bro?
I don't know. Like I think
It's because you get distracted. You're just scrolling on your phone. Just eat the food. I remember this guy. Yeah, he would make like porridge or whatever,
ages,
and he would take at least like 2 hours to eat it, and he would come back to
2 hours is a stretch. 2
nah,
hours
bro,
is a stretch.
Lewis will back me. Everyone in the flat will back me, bro. But yeah,
I was a slow eater. I don't know. I think because of
did you have a fast metabolism like me?
Yeah. So your body can only take as much as it. So it's like when I was at 65 kg, I didn't need to eat the amount that an 80 kg person was. So I had to be eating the amount that an 80 kg person was to be able to get to 80 kg.
Yeah.
So it's like that process. I always changed my mentality, because before that I never used to have a problem like eating, because my portions was different, and like so it was a lot easier like for me to like go through that process. It was only after when I was like my food portions increased, like my body's always never really adapted to that, because like going from like 60 kg and then eating like 5 meals a day.
Yeah.
Before uni, like, my diet was atrocious. Like,
Yeah.
used to like ask people the first year. I was like, my diet was include sweets and flipping like 1 meal a day.
That's
like
bad.
that's literally what I was eating. From that to them 5 meals a day. It was like, I think it was just excruciating trying to get through that process. And since then, I just always like struggle with eating. Like eating a higher portion, even to this day, like, because you're always trying to like make sure you get the calorie goals.
Yeah.
So I think it was just based on that, really.
Yeah, but how is gym going for you at the moment? You've been slacking or?
Yeah, I'm currently, because now I feel like I've got to a process where I've done the whole year transformation.
Yeah.
To like sort of get like the following and get like the that whole first year gym process, been through that. So like I don't necessarily need to be at a higher like weight. I feel like I'm a process where like I just try to be as lean as possible, just remain more
strong
healthier.
as possible.
So like,
yeah.
I mean, it's more focused on strength. So I've just been trying to cut and go back to a pyramid a little bit healthier, because I was up to 90 kg at one point. So I was like,
wow.
I just want to keep a good weight and maintain it. So I'm trying to like keep around the 75 kg like weight first, which right now I'm sort of in. So I was trying to maintain that.
How's the strength going? Let's hear your PRs.
It's taken a dip. Like even yesterday, it was the first time I deadlifted in ages, and I was like, my PR before was like 200 kg, but like I was struggling to do 160 because I'd literally just lost like 10 kg in weight. So I was like, I'm not as strong as I used to be. But at the end of the day, like, I used to care a lot about it. Like now, just like I don't really care. Like,
Care about looking better.
Yeah, I don't really care
good.
about hitting those massive PRs and posters. Like I just doing it for me now.
Well, no, it's true, because like one of my friends told me this, who was heavily into gym. He was like, what is the point of doing like 1 kg, not 1 kg, mad, 1 kg on bench, doing like a 1 rep max on bench. He was like, there's never going to be an opportunity, there's never going to be a time where, say for example, a fat ass log is on you and you've got to bench it to save your life, bro. Yeah. That's never going to happen. So why the hell are we I mean, I guess people like to know their strengths, right?
Yeah.
But
I mean, it's just an ego thing, isn't it? When you're starting, like, you just want to be
guys.
you want to see how strong you are, you want to be the strongest and things like that. Yeah. But I just don't really care about that no more. Like, so like I've been focused on reps more than like rep count more than just like 1 rep max. So I've been trying to like.
So hypertrophy.
Yeah. So like getting to 10 reps on 100 kg, like just focus on doing that rather than trying to chase 130, chase 150.
And do like 2 meaty reps.
Yeah, and I do like just make sure like the form is good and just get a good amount of reps in, and you can build muscle from that process as well. Yeah. And that's what a lot of people don't realize. People always think, oh, you need to just keep lifting heavier. It's not like that.
Yeah, no, it's not the case. Yeah. It's not the case. But PR.
Yeah.
Ask, what should we do first? We'll do the quiz. Let's test PR's general knowledge quiz.
It's gonna be a sticker one still.
Nah, to be fair, because a lot of people have got on to me about the questions that I asked, so I've tried to switch it up a bit to make it a bit easier.
Yeah, good. So let's see. So I could be the first one.
Yeah, he could be top. So I think Lou has the highest at the moment. I don't know how the hell he's first.
Okay, cool.
Actually, no, big up Lou, man. Big up Lou. But PR, are you ready to take on the Endless Race podcast quiz? Yeah. All right. Okay, so your time starts now. What is the name of Kendrick's debut studio album?
Section 80.
Yep. Which planet in our solar system is known as the Red Planet?
Mars.
Who wrote the novel Kill a Mockingbird?
Oh, crap. Kill a Mockingbird. I did English literature as well. I don't think I ever did that book, so I can't remember. I don't know.
Okay. What's the smallest country in the world? This has been asked before. If you listen, you should get this.
Smallest country in the world. I'm going to say Maldives?
Vatican City.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I saw this the other day as well.
In what year did the Titanic sink?
Shit, then. My days. 19...
I wouldn't even know that.
1945.
Nah, 1912.
1912. I knew a bit earlier. Yeah, cool.
What is the name of the collaboration album that Kendrick Lamar released with fellow rapper J-Rock titled After a Street in their hometown of Compton, California?
With J Rock?
Yeah.
Collab album. Isn't that the Black album?
It's Black something.
Black Hippie.
No, Black Friday. Oh, yeah. Now you would know. What is the name of the fictional town? Fictional town where the Simpsons live?
I didn't even watch The Simpsons.
You don't know what the Simpsons is, but surely you know.
I'd literally never watched it.
Springfield.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
But I never used to watch it. So
What is the largest country in Africa by land area? You did geography, right? Come on now.
let me think.
Didn't even know it was that.
I'm gonna say
Come on now.
Central Africa.
Nah. What? That's not a country, right?
It is. Central Africa is a country.
That's a country.
Yeah.
It's Algeria.
Algeria.
What is the name of the world's largest ocean?
Largest ocean? Pacific?
Yep. Who directed the movie Jaws?
Spielberg.
What's his first name?
I can't remember his first
Come
name.
on now.
Steven Spielberg?
Yeah, nice. What is the highest grossing movie of all time as of 2023? So including 2023.
It's either Endgame or the first Avatar.
Give me one, right? You can't give me two answers.
Avatar.
Yeah, that's right. What is the name of the world's largest living reptile?
Currently?
Yeah.
Komodo dragon?
Nah, crocodile. What is the name of the world's largest desert?
Sahara.
Antarctica.
Oh, is that a desert? Oh, yeah. It doesn't really
What is the
count.
name of the largest music festival in the world held in the UK?
Reading Festival?
What? Glastonbury, though.
Oh, I don't really go.
And I think this is the last one. What is the most streamed song on Spotify?
Probably, who would it be?
I was surprised.
Drake.
I was surprised when I saw
Is
it.
it Drake? Oh, The Weeknd. A song by The Weeknd.
Okay, what's the song?
I don't listen to The Weeknd, but I know it's a Weeknd.
I thought you liked The Weeknd. Come
Nah,
on.
I
Just
hate
give me
The
any
Weeknd.
song. Just give me any song. Come on.
Flashing Lights or something.
Yeah, Blinding Lights.
Oh, Blinding Lights.
Shall I give him that? Shall I give you that?
I don't get that one.
Yeah, okay. I don't know how much you got there, but my editor will, and then I'll tell you the score.
I don't think I do that bad.
Yeah,
It's
I
not
think,
that bad.
I don't know what you got, but I think you did it right. So yeah, I asked all my guests same questions. If you could have any superpower, what would it be? And how would you use it to impact the world?
Growing up, like my favorite superhero used to be the Flash. So I always wanted to have super speed. But I don't know how that would impact the world. Maybe I can go back in time and like stop stuff from happening.
Yeah, okay.
If not, then maybe like ability to instill empathy onto people. Because I feel like the world would be so much better if people understood other people's perspective. And that's why a lot of people do things that they do, because they don't understand how other people think about or how other people live their lives. And you don't know about a person to work them out in their shoes.
I think a lot of people don't like to see other people's perspectives and other people's points of views.
Yeah, I know. I don't know why, but I think it would be better if you actually thought about other people and like how they think.
That's a good one. What advice would you give to someone who's just starting out on a similar journey to yours? Whether that be gym or graphics or even both?
This is probably the advice I gave myself. It's like, if you're not the most talented person in the room, make sure you're the hardest working in the room.
I do like that. That is big. That is impactful. Speaking of impact, who is someone that has had a major impact in your life and why?
It's been a lot. Is it someone personal or someone I don't know?
It could be anyone. It could be an artist. It can be your mom. It could be your dad, brother, sister. It could be me. It could be Lewis. It could be Eddie. It could be your dog.
I've had quite a lot of people.
Give us one.
Okay, I'll probably say Jordan Peterson.
Okay. Yeah.
I love a lot of his work in terms of like his journey and like what he does, the message he spreads.
And why? How did he and why did he impact you?
Personally, like he taught me like how to deal with things. And
He's a psychologist, right?
Yes, psychologist. So like a lot of it, his book 12 Rules for Life is one of my favorite books. And
I need to read that.
Reading that book was like generally changed my whole perspective on like how to approach myself and other people. So like he's had a big impact on like my thought process, especially as an adult.
Yeah, no, I do listen to him sometimes.
Yeah.
The one I asked you the other day, what is one quote that you live by when you're feeling down, demotivated?
I got two ones. One that's more recent and ones that I've always lived by. It's a Kendrick Lamar quote, actually. It's one of the
Okay.
Kendrick Lamar songs. So I'm
But
taking
yeah,
a book from Lewis's.
You got one of his
Lewis's
questions
page.
wrong, huh?
Yeah. So it's apply yourself to supply your wealth. Yeah, I just think it's such a cool bar.
No, it is.
And probably the second one is a Jordan Peterson quote. It's one of the rules that he has. It's like, be grateful in spite of your suffering, which I always thought like is quite fundamental.
Yeah, no,
especially.
it is very impactful. As you know, I've got my guest. I don't know who wrote this. I think it was Giselle.
Yeah.
Oh my God, where's she written it? Oh, Giselle. Hold on. Oh, I think it's the bottom one. So if you read it out and then answer it.
What did your parents do to inspire you on your journey? Oh wow. They taught me a lot about work ethic, man. I think that's the main important thing I've gained from my parents is like, just work hard. Like, they always said, like, no matter what grade you got, as long as you worked hard, that's all that we can ask of you. And I think work ethic's probably the main thing I've gained from my parents.
I mean, that's what most parents install into their kids is work ethic.
Yeah.
Regardless of what you get, as long as they know that you put in 100%.
Yeah.
That's all that matters. Well, that's what I would like for my parents to think anyway.
Yeah.
But PR, that wraps it up. If you want to leave,
thank you so much, Fred.
This is the camera. If you want to leave your socials, where they can find you, all your pages that you have, PR Fitness, PR Graphics.
Yeah, so just PR Fitness, and PR Graphics. So fitness for any sort of fitness tips, anything like that. So that's literally just me posting my journey and things that I do on a day-to-day basis. And then PR Graphics, Jesus Christ, PR Graphics is for just to show my sort of design journey and sort of the work that I do. So you can just take a look at that if you want to see. So, yeah.
Nice one. This has been episode 19, guys. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. And yeah, we'll see you on the next episode. So peace.